we're doing a little bit of trail cleanup. This is one of the trails kind of around my deer stand. I usually try to keep it clean. The deer like to use this as kind of a secret path between my property and the neighbor's property. But obviously the weeds can get pretty bad, and I'm trying to clean it up a little bit, keep it nice. It also just kind of helps keep the trail together. One of the things is you don't want to till it or have dirt, because if it gets wet here, it'll rut this trail up really bad. So the weeds do help to keep the soil structure intact. And I try to keep it a nice trail because honestly, deer are fairly lazy, and they'll use the mowed path if it's available. So machine does really good. I'm still using that little piece of carpet I attached to the end there. It's been working just fine. The one bad thing is, or maybe not a bad thing for you, is it doesn't actually shoot the grass out very far anymore. Apparently that carpet weighs enough where it doesn't get out of the way where it sends, the grass pile flying. I'm mowing some pretty thick stuff here. Some of this is probably about 3 foot high. Not terribly even either. Yeah, it does a great job. It rolls through really nicely, and I'm leaving it at, that 3-point height doesn't really correlate to any specific number on the deck, but I would guess I'm leaving about 3 to 4 inches of mowed weeds below me. We did have a bad storm the other day, which actually took out a bunch of branches. So I did smack a little bit of the dirt right there with it. Yeah, it works great. It certainly the 33 horsepower with this mower deck appears to be really well suited together, because you can mow high weeds with this at full power and never worry about having to stop. I'm getting just a little close to my deer stand here. Gonna mow some of this, and we're good. And then the next step that I'm doing is actually a couple shooting lanes from outside that window. So I try to do quite a few because for whatever reason the deer really like to eat the downed corn. I can't explain that for the life of me. So I try to accommodate their wishes as best I can and help them with the downed corn. So I'm going through here and pushing it down, trying to keep the line up. With my shooting window right there, I do crossbow hunt. And this is kind of all I do. So, I'm probably the world's worst farmer. I don't do a very good job. My neighbor helps me to spray and all that good stuff. So we just do the best job we can. You can see there's a lot of good corn, on my stuff still. The raccoons and the squirrels and the deer eat them all throughout the year, but again, they're all kind of lazy, and they'll just eat the stuff on the very outside of the field. The stuff on the inside of the field is actually still really good. So here you can kind of see my shooting path. I didn't do a very good job keeping it in alignment. I might have to do another run with it, just to make sure the lineup is good, because obviously with a bolt, you don't have a lot of forgiveness if you hit a stock and the arrow deflects off of it. So I might go back and clean that up a little bit. But I try to do quite a few of them, because there's been times out in this field where I've had probably dang near 20 deer out here at one time. But they'll only do that if they feel they've got the space to be comfortable. So it's this kind of stuff that helps them to feel comfortable out here, that they have a little spot that's their own. Yeah, we've got good pictures on the camera of some good bucks that I'm hoping to target. I think I got one 11 pointer that's been hanging around on the property, so I haven't seen him with my own eyes. I've only seen him on the game cameras. So that's pretty exciting, and my son is also very excited. He always tells me his favorite holiday is deer hunting. So we're both pretty excited to get back out here. We definitely enjoy the crossbow season more than the rifle season. It's just more pleasant. So yeah, the tractor's doing a great job, just pushing this down, kind of doing what you'd expect it to do. I'm just in medium gear pushing this stuff down, and you can see some of the debris is kind of falling on the tractor, but again, to be expected. No issues with it. It's got a pretty nice and clean undercarriage, and obviously I'm using that mower deck to help ensure that the undercarriage is protected from a stock going up there and messing with the hydraulics or one of the electronic components. So yeah, this is kind of the technique. This field altogether is about 2 acres, and obviously only about half of it is corn and the other half is soybeans, and so you don't have to do anything like this for soybeans. In my experience around here, the deer really only care for the soybeans roughly after the first frost. They love to eat the tops of them all year round, but they only eat the beans, after it gets cold for some reason. So try to use different tactics to help convince the deer that this is the coolest place to be in town. And so I'm back to the far side, and all I'm doing now is I'm checking the shooting lanes. So I did a way better job on that one because you can see my window. And I think I did a lousier job over here. I'm going to try to fix it. I'm going to make this one just a wee bit wider. It's kind of easier to plan these out when you're actually looking at the stand. So you can kind of drive looking at your window and you can know you can see that. So yeah, that's kind of it. It's tractors treat me good. My buddy just picked up a wood chipper, so I'm actually going to do a video on that here in the next couple weeks, and then I'm hemming and hawing about a stump grinder. It's kind of a big investment for something you really don't use a lot, and you can just go rent it for a couple $100 and get a really like a double-sided grinder. Whereas when you buy one for a tractor like this, generally it's only one-sided, thus you can only actually stump grind in one direction, so you have to keep driving back over the stump. I decided I'm going to do one more lane right here and call her good. So that'll give me 4 lanes to look down, and that way too, when I see a deer, I can kind of time him when he's going to come into what shooting lane. A lot of times the bucks are pretty smart, and they know to stay in the corn. They won't come out of it too much, but sometimes they get their head to come out. So you try to give yourself enough places where you got a spot you can catch them coming through a shooting lane. So that's kind of what I do for prep. But yeah, here's a little bit of a video on the Kubota, doing some trail maintenance and getting the game plot ready for hunting season. So if you have any questions, any comments, any thoughts, if you got the tractor and you're doing something cool, let me know. If you want to see something, let me know. Until next time, I'll see you then. Thanks.